What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Street Fighter Duel video. Let me adjust this mic. All right, guys, so first off, before we start off anything here, I just want to say a big shout out to Crunchyroll, actually, who finally decided to come through and do something for their content creators. So I think Hayes covered this already. He mentioned this a while ago. I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, and they came through. So now all the content creators, hopefully all the content creators, have access to Crunchyroll for 1 year for free. So now I can continue watching my anime without having to pay through my credit card. So not a bad value and something that I'm very thankful for. So thank you, Crunchyroll. I know Topjoy, the devs, are not able to do anything or don't want to do anything. So it's nice to see the publisher step up and take care of their peeps who have been promoting their game for quite some time. Now, I want to talk about something real quick because a lot of people are asking the question, where does Witch Juri fall under? Now, I think Hayes did something similar to this already. So you guys know I'm with my kids today for the next 4 days, so my content's be a little slower. I haven't watched all of his video, but I do want to talk about, because I do this series already, where she falls in terms of the divination steps. Now, first off, she should be your priority for sure because she's 50% off. Why the hell would you not go for her at 50% off, right? Because at the moment, you're not going to get a better value for her. Like, realistically, you're not. And to be honest with you, she's actually a pretty good character. So, right now, she should be your number one priority. I would say even over Bison or anybody else. Even if you're brand new, just get her the 50% off at the moment until this ends. You have 11 days to do so. You can push her probably to Triple S if you can collect enough diamonds throughout the days, which honestly is free to play. You can get about 3K diamonds a day. I think I already covered this in a different video. So absolutely push. Now remember, she can also be drawn from various different places, including your invitations right here. So I'm just gonna do, actually not this one, sorry, this one here, the random ones, right? Because these ones actually can give you the chance to get any of these characters down here. Is she in here? Yes, she is. 0.32%. So I mean, if you do this, you get a Dudley sometimes you don't. So there's that option. There's of course these ones here, right? So we're gonna just open all these up just in case. May as well at this point. What are we waiting for? So you see if we can pop something up here that we don't have. Look at, we got a Rose. I mean, she's already maxed out for me, but hey, that's an extra substitute right there. So this is what I mean. So make sure you guys are opening these up. I mean, that can be done anytime, though. You don't have to use that now. That can be done at any point. But remember, as the pool gets bigger, the percentage obviously gets lower because now you have to compete with more units in order to get those Master and Infernal units in there, okay? So just keep that in mind. So let's talk a little bit about Witch Juri in terms of priorities, okay? I think a lot of people are going to ask this question, and I just want to answer it. This was also something that dropped, by the way, from the anniversary event. Is she a priority? So yes. In terms of 50% off, she is 100% a priority. So what happens afterwards, though? Where does she kind of sit in the pecking order of divinations, right? And where are you going to use her most? A lot of people liked her in terms of her trial realm. Rightfully so. She did really well there. And she is definitely a good PvE unit. So they kind of put her in the right place for her to be tested for that regard. She's also going to be a great PvP unit. So if you're looking for a PvP unit that's going to carry you a little bit, she will be definitely one of those units to look out for because, number one, she's fast, right? You have to remember that. She's a fast unit, and not to mention, like, her speed here is 124, but as you go through the garage, I believe her car is actually going to give her probably a little bit of speed, because let's go to bio. Let's see where all of her speed comes from, right? So, because we know she's got 100 and, I think it was 148 speed. So let's take a quick look together and kind of see where that falls, because she's an assassin, and some assassins will get speed from that. So if you look at her bonds, right, she's got attack, defense, HP, defense, dodge, attack, bonus, and pressure. Okay, so we know it's not coming from there. Her skills, if you look at her FS, where's her FS? Equipment, FS. She got crit damage there, so that's good. Stops at 30. She can go to 40, obviously, if you want to push her, but I don't recommend it. Her assist is actually really good too. The assist gains 0.5% lifesteal rate every second, stacks up to 15%, and lasts to the end of the battle. So if you're looking for someone to have a little more survivability, works pretty well. Every second is pretty fast too. So in 15 seconds, you get yourself 15% lifesteal. Keep in mind also, when her Feng Shui engine is active, the fighter gains 100% increase effective resist, so good against burn units, right? So she's going to be more effective in resisting those kind of things, such as stuns as well. And then also the fighter gains 35% attack and takes 35% less damage when Feng Shui engine is active. So overall becomes a little more tanky for an assassin. plus does more damage. And then when it's finally fully active at FS30, she gets no HP loss of her max HP whenever she does this move. So the thing with Juri is I don't think she's going to be a very good boss unit, to be quite honest with you guys. This is probably where her speed comes from. Let me just check this. Yeah, there you go. Speed there, speed there. So her cars are pretty essential to make her fast, right? So you're going to need to get her cars for sure. She's not going to be that great. At least I don't think she's going to be that great. When it comes down to bosses, her multipliers are fairly low until you hit her C3, which unfortunately only triggers every 15 seconds. And it's only once per battle. Sorry, it's only for in the first 15 seconds, and then it's once per battle. Whenever she does enter, though, the Ketsukesen, when she unleashes it, and then she goes into Feng Shui mode, she does increase her crit, though, by 20% while in the state. So the thing is with her, she does rely on weaken a lot, right? So if you're going to use, like, Bison, if you're going to use, like, DeCapre, OG Juri, people who do weaken, she's gonna shine, right? And this is why you have this team. It's ironically enough, you have this team, right? Like if you look at it, let me just show you guys real quick how it works, right? We'll take this off. We'll go ×1. Like let's just do Bison. Bison does weaken here, right? Now you can see she's gonna do more damage because of this, right? That weaken state is gonna cause more damage. So it's important to note that you're gonna need to have weaken attached to your units, to your team, for her to really, really put in a lot of work. So it's going to be one of those things where you're going to have to make sure you set up your team to some extent to apply weaken on these units. But if you don't have very good weaken units, you're going to have to rely on her to apply weaken as well. So I think she does it on her super. I could be wrong. I forgot if that's the case. But you can see here now she gets her C3. There's the 15 seconds. And it's a great C3 because it does attack down as well. The problem is it's only once per battle. And it's for that after 15 seconds, right? So for bosses, she's really not going to be that good in my opinion. That's why Fashion Ken is out. I think he's going to be much better. But I think for her specifically, you're going to see her really shine in PvP mode and in PvE. She's going to do really, really well there. But again, having her with Bison, and look at it, she does weaken there. She increased it by 2 times, 2 applications of it. So she'll do really, really well there. Now, I wish we had a way to kind of pause this and see some of the buffs here, but we don't, unfortunately, right? So there's weaken dropping off. Again, Bison applies weaken. She can do this. There's another weaken, and there's 2 more applications. Now remember, weaken actually reduces the attack power of the opponent. So this is why it's going to work so well in PvP and PvE. Again, bosses, not so much. So where does she stand in terms of the pecking order after the 50% is off? Let's just say you decide you want to get her later and you want to get her up there, right? She's definitely not number 1. Number 1 will always be Bison. Don't forget this. So pecking order wise, in terms of who to go for here in the divination process, I'd still do Summer Buki and Sagat before her, and then I would put her in probably like 3rd place, maybe even over Summer Buki, maybe. So maybe it'd be Sagat and then her. And remember, with the beauty of her is also being an Infernal unit, she gets that bonus buff to faction, right? If you have enough of those units kicking around in Infernal, you get yourself the 4 extra buffs. So it's speed, crit damage, I believe. There's pressure, and one other one. I forgot what it was. So absolutely worth getting her up. But this is the time to do it if you're going to do it. So remember 2 things about her. Number 1, great in PvE, great in PvP. Number 2, she requires a good weakened team. So Bison is clearly going to be there. You're going to need to have him there. And the thing with Bison is in terms of how many times he applies weaken, like Akuma's really good too. If you can get Akuma, you use him there. He does weaken with his C2, right? But if you look at Akuma's or Bison's skills, he does weaken here at 100% base, but you don't really want to use the super because it doesn't do that much damage, right? Here he doesn't actually apply weaken at all. And then his C3, he actually, I believe, removes weaken, right? So, let me see here. Where is it? Why does it say weaken? Where is it? I'm pretty sure he removes it. Maybe I just got to read this again. Deals soul damage. Each strike absorbs 1% of... No, where is that? See, they have the word weaken in here. Where is it? Delusion. Oh, there we go. I'm literally not reading it. The target takes true damage equal to removes the weaken effect. Okay, so and then inflicts stun. So Also good though at the same time, because if you use her in Bison, Bison with C3 can actually stun as well if somebody has a weaken. So you can actually get Witch Juri to apply a weaken and have Bison stun. So they make a great combination team for PvP and PvE. So having her with units like that is really going to help, right? So don't forget to do that though when you're building her, because not everyone's going to think of that, and you really, really want to take advantage of that right there for sure. I believe Rose does weaken as well. Destiny Tarot increases damage. There we go. Inflicting 1 weaken. There you go. So you can do this as well too. So Rose is actually a pretty decent support unit to apply a weaken with her C2. But then you take away the C2 obviously that you have with her. So keep in mind she does great damage with weaken as well. So still a pretty good unit to pair with if you're looking for a good C3. Like Rose's damage is actually decent when you have weaken on the opponent, because it increases the skill damage of this as well too. So a lot of people don't use Rose as a DPS, but she actually can do fairly decent damage with her C3 when the opponent has weakened. So you can do Bison, Witch Juri, and Rose as a team, and then have like a C1 for Street Poison, right? Because you're gonna have your off buffs with her. So a lot of good options, guys, with Witch Juri. She's absolutely worth pulling for. I'm going to continue every time I get a chance here. Let's just do one more multi. I'll use 2,500. Why not? It's not the end of the world. Let's see if we get a copy. We don't. But that's probably where I'm going to stop, because I'm still buying these tickets. Because here's the real deal. I actually want to do as many of these summons as I can the next time a special unit pops up, and hopefully get them to Triple S and go from there. So pecking order. I keep saying pecking order, but the hierarchy. Let's go hierarchy. So Bison, Sagat still for me. Then it's Witch Juri, then Summer Ibuki. But right now, because of the 50% off, Witch Juri takes the forefront for everything. And hopefully, guys, they continue doing 50% off units like this when they drop them, because that's a really cool thing to do. Honestly, half price, anything half price. My wife goes and buys half price things all the time and comes home and tells me, hey, it was half price. There's a good reason to buy it. I guess she ain't wrong. All right, guys, this is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.